Hello Internet, my name is Mr. Cam and this is a Social Studies Common Core Integration lesson. I would like to tell you a little bit about the lesson to know whether or not this lesson is a good fit for you. First thing you'll notice is the lesson is split into 5 sections. Each section has an oral quiz that students have to answer. These questions are built so that you, the teacher, can ask your students comprehension questions or your students can quiz one another. The most important aspect of the oral quizzes is that within our social studies curriculum, we are taking the Common Core idea of high-level discussion and integrating it into the classroom. There is also a place on the front page for students to write the main idea and for students to complete a short homework assignment. The next thing you'll notice is that each page of the lesson is slightly larger than the previous page. This is so that the students or teachers can cut out the page to create a foldable. Once you have all 5 pages cut out, you simply stack them from largest to smallest and staple here, here, and here. I often have students glue them into their notebooks so they can refer back to them later. Each section of the notes has a series of blanks or short answers to fill out. Each blank has a slide in the PowerPoint that goes along with it. The students fill out each blank as the teacher gets to that slide in the PowerPoint. This particular lesson centers around the Worldwide Depression as a key stepping stone to World War II and starts by focusing on the balance beam between heavy regulation and light regulation. We discuss how regulations are rules and how sometimes the balance tips in favor of heavy regulators and sometimes the balance tips in favor of the light regulators. We discuss how labor unions tend to like heavy regulation while the business interests tend to like regulations to be light. There are arguments for both sides, and you can spend a little bit of time talking about both. As I mentioned before, for each underlined word in the PowerPoint, there is a corresponding blank in the student notes. After debating the pros and cons of regulations, students will look at border relations between 2 countries and analyze why the French might tax Volvos while the Germans might tax crepes. This will lead to a more serious discussion of protectionary tariffs after World War II. Students will then look at how farm production affects people in the city. Farmers tend to be happy when there is not a surplus of food. However, with new technology, farmers can make more carrots, so what will happen to the price? Students will learn that the price of food went down and farmers started to lose money as a result of too much production. There is also included within the PowerPoint a discussion of German banks getting money from American investment bankers. But as the New York Stock Exchange started booming, many investors pulled their money from Germany and left them high and dry. The PowerPoint ends with the discussion of the German and the British unemployment rates during the Great Worldwide Depression. And this concludes the PowerPoint section of the lesson. The second portion of the lesson is an analysis of primary source documents. The first question is from a German perspective. At the bottom is a list of vocabulary words and a list of questions to help the students annotate the text as they read. The second document is written from a British perspective. Both documents have a handout that goes along with them in the student foldable. Students can fill out this handout after doing a close reading of the document. By the end of the lesson, students will have looked at both general examples of unemployment and specific examples from primary sources so that they might generalize this material across the curriculum. I hope you'll purchase this curriculum and please let me know if you have any trouble with the materials.